Thank you for boarding the Good Pod Guide flight GPG 6084. My name's Lauren Windle and I'll be your captain today. We're embarking on a short journey to help you find your next favourite podcast. Don't forget to strap in. I think more people should consider Nando's as a first date location. And I'm going to tell you why. And I think that you should bear with me on this one because I've really put some thought into it. I think that you shouldn't put any effort into a first date because when you don't know if you like someone, if they put in a lot of effort, it's creepy, not sexy. Like if you whack out a hot air balloon and then a 3-course dinner at the top of the Eiffel Tower, it's a bit like, oh my gosh, give me a break. I just said I'd go for a drink with you. Whereas if you know you like that person, then that is really attractive and you've been totally swept off your feet and it's just the best day ever. But for a first date, when you don't know how you feel, you've got to keep it low key. As little effort as possible. And Nando's is that place. The food's delicious. It'll come quickly. It's always the same. You've got a nice little option of dessert and you don't have to worry about splitting the bill because each of you will pay for your own food when you go up to the counter. Name a better setup than that. Logistics all sorted for you. I'm going to talk more about this and I feel quite passionately about it. But I'm not the only one who feels passionately about fast food restaurants. Today, we're talking about the podcast Doughboys. And Doughboys is an American podcast where these seasoned fast food fans visit and review different chain restaurants. They give each establishment a fork rating from 1 to 5. And there's also a segment where they try a new snack each week and they rate it from snack to whack. There's actually a lot of puns built into this podcast. And finally, they listen to listeners' messages, which they store in the metaphorical feed bag. It's presented by comedian Nick Burgerboy Wiger and actor Mike the Spoonman Mitchell. And they have weekly guests join them on their quest for fast food. And those have genuinely been some pretty big names, like Sarah Silverman has joined them in the past. I have been working my way through trying to pick out some parts to highlight, but the issue is, right, and this is a bit mean, I just don't find them that funny. I think it's just not quite for me, you know? Judge for yourself. So they talk about like when Nick worked at Ben & Jerry's and was paid £2 an hour plus tips, but the tips were so low that he was like, oh, fuck it, I'm not going back for my second shift. Or like, you know, they talk about the KFC chicken used to be more crisp, but there used to be like an extra crispy option. Or, you know, there was one where this guy didn't like the new pizza that they'd made at Pizza Hut. And it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe you had to be there because I wasn't laughing out loud. They do have some good bonus segments though, like Roast Spoonman is pretty good when Nick reads listener submitted insults of Mike, and everyone loves a good roast. So I was there for that. And they do talk about fast food scandals and business practices, which is interesting. I just think the comedy's not for me. And at times it's pretty vulgar. And I'm not saying I'm a prude, but I do think that you guys deserve to be warned. I wasn't left feeling super entertained. I was just a bit concerned for their health, given the excessive calorie consumption. In the next episode, I introduce you to yet another questionable gimmick mug while reviewing podcast Sinisterhood. More info is available in the show notes, and if you've enjoyed what you've heard, like, subscribe, and leave a positive review. We really appreciate it.